Hello students, today the topic of discussion is money market. Yesterday we have discussed about financial market. What is financial market? What are various types of financial market? And now today we are going to discuss what is money market. Money market is one of the type of financial market that is called money market, because we discussed yesterday there are two types of market. One is money market and another is capital market. I discussed with you in a brief that money market is a market for less than 1 year. Capital market is a market for more than 1 year. How do we understand this money market? This is a market. Market refers to where the trade happens. Trade of what? Trade of financial instruments. This we have discussed yesterday in my last lecture. Now, financial instruments. Now, these financial instruments are called as monetary instruments. So, monetary refers to which has a life less than 1 year. What is called money? Money refers to anything which can be converted into money within a year. That is why any instrument which can be converted into money within a year is called monetary instrument. So today we will be discussing about money market. What is money market? Money market is something which deals with the instruments which has a life less than 1 year. It means these instruments which are dealt in the market, they are the short-term instruments. So let us understand how does this money market works. So when I talk about how does it work, I am going to say there are three things. Here is the one who is the investor, who has the surplus money having in his home and wants to invest it, but is afraid of where to invest. Here is the one who needs money, that's called investor. And here you can say the person, the industrialist, the company, and the company needs for the short term. They need money. Why do they need money? They need money for funding their various projects. So how these two will come at a place and they will change the hands of the money? Who will help it? In order to make this feasible, the government of India went on to create these financial intermediaries. These financial intermediaries, they have a work. That work is they serve the purpose of both. How do they serve the purpose of both? Investor is risk averse. He feels नहीं, मेरा पैसा डूबना नहीं चाहिए, उसको रिस्क फील होता है. इंटरमीडियरी क्या करता है? इसको रिस्क की सिक्योरिटी दे देता है. That not to worry, your money is safe. इसको पैसा चाहिए. इधर से पैसा लिया, इन्वेस्टर से पैसा लिया, इंटरमीडियरीज ने आगे किसको दे दिया? कंपनी को दे दिया. They needed money, so they got the money for various projects. They use the money. After using the money, they will return the money with interest component. Intermediaries will take out their expenses. They will charge some of the interest expenses for their own benefits, for their own survival, and rest of the money they will be given to the investor. That is called the interest which they have thought of. This interest is quite open in the beginning, that yes, you will be getting this % interest on your investment and your money is very much safe. So guys, we have understood that this is a platform. In this platform, two people, one is called having surplus money, one is called who needs money. They both are meeting. Sometimes they meet directly, sometimes they don't. Now, sometimes they don't. It means bank is getting the money from them. Bank is putting the money, and then in turn the returns are shared by the bank as well as the investor. So let's understand money market characteristics. What does it do? as it is evident from this, that the money market is nothing. It is a channel of meeting two needed parties. It means this is a market whereby channelization of funds takes place. As I discussed yesterday, that any market is a market which goes for channelizing the funds. Second, most of the times banks need this. Why? Because they have various statutory liquidity ratio, cash reserve ratio as being put up by the RBI. So in order to fund those short-term requirements, they go for using this market also. Sometimes banks, they use each other's money. So this market is known as interbank market also. It means that most of the times banks use it. So it is known as interbanks, that the banks, they are using it for each other. Second, this market is a secured market instruments. Why? Because as I have discussed with you, security is a major concern. And this security is a major concern. That's why these markets are providing the security to these investors. So this is a secured market whereby the secured instruments are dealt, like treasury bills. Treasury bills कौन से हैं? गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के ट्रेजरी बिल्स हैं. जब गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को पैसा चाहिए होता है तो वो इस तरीके से प्रोवाइड कराती है. थर्ड, this market helps you to control the money supply. Control money supply. Money supply refers to how much money do we need to pump in the market. Like these days, due to the COVID, you all know that people need money. Money supply is less. That's why government of India has gone for funding the banks. And these all banks, they are providing easy loans, like home loan. If you get it, it's around 7%, the lowest so far. Why? Because they want the liquidity to be funded into the business, into the market. So this goes for money supply. Sometimes they want to increase it, they'll increase it. Sometimes they want to control it, it means contract it, they'll contract it. So there are various players in this market, and these players are there for playing their roles. I will be discussing who are those players. Now moving further, what are the functions of the market? Like this money market, what does it do? What are its functions? It has very important functions, and I will discuss those functions one by one. We discussed that functions are those which is done by the money market. So the number one function is it matches the demand and supply. Matches the demand and supply means here investor supply is having, they have demand, it provides then level, meeting point. So number one, it matches the demand and supply. So when it matches the demand and supply, it means that once those who need it and once those who have it, they come at a place. Who makes them together? Financial intermediary. They sit together. Second point which they come on to the decision on interest rate. And how this interest rate is decided? This interest rate is decided on the basis of demand and supply. If demand is high, supply is less, high rate of interest. And if demand is less, supply is high, low rate of interest. Any country having a sufficient supply in the market is the one whereby people are quite comfortable in buying their day-to-day routine items. Why? Because if there is less supply of money, people will be short of money, they will not be able to start the business, there will be circulation of the money would be less, and this in turn will go for increase in price. So similarly, if ease of money is there, people will invest more, people will go for opening business, they will go for money will go for changing the hands. It means there would happen the economic growth. So this money market will push the economy to the growth side. That is why when Government of India, Finance Minister Shrimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, she went on for 20 lakh crore. They went on to infuse the money into the market. So because when you infuse the money into the market, it pushes the economy to the growth side, and when the money is at a sufficient level, it helps the people to live their life comfortably. Now, as we discuss the fourth function, that is called, it provides liquidity. Provides liquidity. Like when you need the money, you redeem your instruments, people will get money. Those who need it, they'll get it. Those have surplus, they'll give it. In turn, sales each others, these all do matter, and it provides you the liquidity. Most important aspect, which our RBI governor has been doing so far. This is called implementation of monetary policy. What is called monetary policy? Government of India, in order to control the supply of the money in the short run, make some rules and regulations, issue some circulars, give directions to the banks, give directions to the intermediaries, non-banking finance companies, other ones. Reason behind that, supply of the money could be controlled. अगर ज़्यादा है कम करा जाए, कम है तो उसको इस लेवल पे लाया जाए कि वो बराबर हो जाए, क्योंकि जैसे ही वो बराबर होगा, अगर कोई भी सिचुएशन होएगी, that will be troublesome. In order to make this equal, we need to have a comfortable demand and we need to have comfortable supply. As we discussed that when people get money, they make use of the money, and when they make use of the money by opening up their businesses, they go for opening up their businesses. When they open up the business, there comes the sixth and the last one, that is called capital formation. So this capital formation takes place only when you have a sufficient capital, people are comfortable, the money is there in the market, and if there happens to be the money in the market, people will open up their businesses. Otherwise, nowadays, if you all know that there is a contraction of money, business activities are not taking place, so everybody is trying to cut on the jobs. बिजनेसेस के एक्सपेंसेस को रिड्यूस कर रहा है. क्यों रिड्यूस कर रहा है? रीजन बिहाइंड मनी सप्लाई कंट्रोल्ड में है. मनी सप्लाई का लेवल इतना कंट्रोल है, इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज को पुश करने की कोशिश की जा रही है. जितनी इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी पुश होंगी, उतने काम बढ़ेंगे, उतना मनी सप्लाई का सर्कुलेशन होगा और उतनी जॉब्स बढ़ेंगी. सो आज के लेक्चर में हमने क्या किया? व्हाट इज मनी मार्केट? फाइनेंशियल मार्केट के दो पार्ट्स, मनी, कैपिटल. व्हाट इज मनी मार्केट? मनी मार्केट की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स क्या हैं और इसके मेजर फंक्शंस क्या हैं. आपके जो सिलेबस का मेजर क्वेश्चन बनता है वो यही बनता है कि मनी मार्केट क्या है, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय मनी मार्केट, व्हाट आर सेलिएंट features of the money market, what are its functions, who are the players, and what are various instruments. So about the players and the instruments we will be discussing in the next lecture. Thank you very much.